fourth match of the day, I should say. It's the Predator World 10-Ball Championships, and this is a great match we've got lined up for you now. Jeremy SEAMAN from Little Battle Creek in Michigan, playing against Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, all the way from Spain. $60,000 on offer to the winner. $250,000 up for grabs for all the 128 players that are taking part. It's a massive field. It's stacked full of great talent from all around the world, and somebody with equal talent sat next to me with his voice, at least anyway, never mind a cue in his hand, I'm not sure about that, is Mr. George Tayashaya. Hi, George.
Hello, Mark. Here we are. This man from Salamanca to break the balls. Dead 7-ball just goes straight in the side pocket. 1 ball to the corner. He's straight in on the 2. What a break. 7-ball.
Monster break, this guy.
Great break, except for the 7-ball. It's the only work he has to really get down to. This is the Predator World 10-Ball Championship, as you said. $250,000 in prize money. $60,000 to the first place winner.
Yeah, look at that 9 tied up.
Yeah. Is that the 7 or the 4?
I thought it was the 4.
Well,
Can't quite tell when it's next to the ball like that.
I guess my sight's even going there now. Geez.
Ask the cameraman to zoom in and let us know.
Yeah, it is the 4.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Well, the 4 and 9 are tied up. The 2 to the 3. He's got a nice 3-ball, though. If he gets a good angle on the 3, and if he can come across the top of it with just a hair speed, where he can push it off the 9 and have the 9 clear. The way he didn't get the angle, I don't think he got the angle. He came a little bit too far. Had he stopped a few inches shorter of where he is now, he would have had a nice angle to break that 4-ball out. It's alternate break. Race to 8.
Well, I can tell you, our 8 o'clock match is going to be Albin Ocean against Lee Van Corteza. Albin, who won this morning. Unfortunately, his opponent went down with a bit of food poisoning.
Oh, wow.
So had to pull out. He's resting. Mr. Holland, we wish you a speedy recovery and hope you can get back tomorrow.
Steve Holland. From Canada. Is he going to be trying to go behind the 5-ball here with his cue ball? I really like laying that cue ball behind the 5. And that 4-ball tracks to the bottom, right by the 10 there. He's going the other way, it looks like, from the bottom. I like traveling high, not there.
He hasn't got that. Now then, will he take this on, Jeremy SEAMAN?
You know, from there, I think he just might. Because really, where do you play safe to? It's not easy to get behind anything. Can you draw the ball right underneath the 9? From where he's cueing, I think he's going for it.
He's hit it too thick.
Yeah.
Left now a great chance for Sanchez Ruiz. Race to 8, remember, alternate break.
No early 10s, no 10 balls on the break. 30-second shot clock. And I'd like to thank you guys. We have the best listeners, the smartest listeners in the world. I relayed your information to Michaela Tabb regarding Reed Pierce. From our last match, we had a little discussion as to Michaela's very first match that she did on Moscone Cup. And it was Reed Pierce as a player out of Mississippi. And they gave us, our listeners gave us great information. Another little question that I asked was, what is Taiwan Typhoon? Seems to be on the backs of all the polo shirts that the Taiwanese players are using. And that is a billiard club that they all play out of.
Oh, wow.
And I even know who runs it. A friend of mine told me that it is run by John Liu, the manager of the Taiwan Typhoons. Sponsors.
So, 10 ball, no problem. for the Spaniard.
Holds
It's Ole. It's 1-0.
That's Ole. That's when the bull goes by. Ole. And he holds break.
Let's just nip around the room very quickly. Some big games. Chris Reinhold, your Mosconi Cup man, of course, in action against the Greek Dimitris Lukatos. Chris has taken the first rack in that. Eji Geronimo is playing against the Singaporean Lian Hontao. He's 1 up. David Al-Kadi, good friend, of course, of the guy we're watching here, is 3-1 up already against Hiroiki Shozaki. I'm sorry I got that wrong, but I obviously did. Kunlin Wu, 2-0 down against Jesus Atencio.
Our winner in the Diamond Las Vegas Open last year. Or I'm sorry, it was the Predator Pro Series.
Yeah.
It wasn't Diamond.
Dimitri Jungo is 2-0 up against Mr. Smooth.
Well, Dimitri showed us a lot during the Alpha Las Vegas Open this past week. Showed us what the player he is. And these two gentlemen right here that you're watching could very well be future Mosconi Cup players. No doubt Francisco Sanchez would be. Jeremy Seaman in the running.
Yeah, big heart, Jeremy. I'd like to see him at least get a chance. He's playing in all the events. As many as he can afford to take off, of course. That's what you're weighing up, isn't it? Do I go to work or do I go to a tournament? You've got a family to feed. You need to make decisions.
And then with the travel, that's a big decision. I hope he has some good sponsors. And by the sponsors I'm seeing on his shirt, it looks like Cyberts is one of them, and it's one of ours too.
Good old Cyberts.
Cyberts.com.
Predator, of course.
Pool and billiard supplies. Rums of Puerto Rico. Medalla premium light beer. You know their ads that they have on, I think our viewers are seeing those. That beer looks rather thirst quenching.
I might even treat myself to one later on. Not one of them, of course. Well, he's missed it. No, he hasn't. Great shot.
He just made you wait for that one.
Yeah, he went round the houses there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Took a trip around the world, and it took him about 2 seconds to get there. Do you remember a movie called Around the World in 80 Days?
Oh, one of my favourites as a child. Used to be on every Christmas, that did. Around the World in 80 Days. Phileas Fogg.
Phileas Fogg was one of the actors in there?
He was one of the characters, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, so was Cantinflas.
Who's that?
A character out of Mexico.
Ah.
I think he was in that movie, too.
There's his initials on his back. They always dress so nice, these guys. That really do get some great shirts now for the players.
Well, in the apparel line, you have quite a few sponsors for some of these players. They come up pretty big for them. They make them look great.
Well,
stylish.
I think he's just going to have to leave himself a... Is he going to take this in the side and nudge in? Yes, I think he's going to. Yeah. Break these open, look, from the three in the side. Oh, I was going to say once right between them, but he just maybe caught one ball first.
Yeah, I think if he'd have just hit that a little harder, that four ball comes off. That rail gets a little straighter. I'm pretty sure he'll be going for this. If not, he's got a very easy safety to push that four ball behind the 10. Just like that. But it's going to leak out. But he's going to look where he is against the 6.
Look at that 6
and
ball.
Does the 8 come into play? It does. Nice shot there by Francisco Sanchez Ruiz.
Well, we saw him go round the houses just now. Jeremy, for the one ball. Where's he going to go with this? Is he looking to make this in the side? He might call the side here.
Well, I'm trying to see if he has a 3-rail kick at it, and it doesn't appear that he does. The 7-ball has it.
Extension called. Both players have a 30-second extension, one each per rack. They've both used them for this rack, but they'll get another one next one.
He's looking at a 1-rail kick between the 5 and the 10. Come up for the 4. Just missed it. Just missed. On the right side.
Chance for RUIZ then to double his lead.
And break Jeremy of his break, and he'll take the next break. And with his break, it could easily go to 3-1. 3-0, excuse me.
He's got a great
he's
break.
got a great break. I mean, was it this the last Las Vegas in September where he played exceptionally well, and he sent someone packing. Did he send Fedor Gorst packing in to the one loss side?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Roland Garcia in action as well.
Yeah, Roland's a couple player. Sure, that was in Arizona. He probably handed Federer the worst beating he's had in the series. He didn't get to the table much, I know that.
I wonder what Federer's doing right now. He's playing some
I don't
way,
know.
you can
We
be
miss
sure
him.
of that.
I tell you, we miss that young man. Such a pleasure to watch. He just does everything so right with such class. It's a class act. Future great of this game.
Yeah, we say it's hard to pick a winner. I wouldn't have picked Zelensky in the last one, although thinking about it, maybe we should have done, because looking at his record over the last few tournaments, he's won 2 out of the last 3, 3 out of the last 4.
3 out of the last 4.
3 out of the last 4 tournaments he's won. Now that's strong.
If you would have sat next to me watching him play Yulong Chang, you would have picked him. He played exceptionally well, and in the match right after that, he played as well, and in the final, he just played very well also.
Yeah, flawless. I think Yap had run out of steam by then, to be honest. He'd been through those grueling 2 previous rounds, went to a shootout. One of them was a really long one. So
this is like a spot shot, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one. It's a bit easier than the other ones.
A lot closer.
And if it goes in, we're going to go out for a little break, and we'll be back very, very soon. to lovely Las Vegas here at the Rio All Suites Hotel, right in the center of the Nevada desert, and breaking off, hoping it won't be too dry. Mr. Sanchez Ruiz leads 2-0.
2-0. Francisco has an 822 Fargo, ranked the 5th highest in the world. Jeremy SEAMAN is at a 760. At 62 points, that's approximately 2 games in a race to 8 of a handicap.
Yeah, I thought the Fargo was a bit more than that. Bigger gap, but SEAMAN has done well in the last few events, so.
Well, just because he has a 760 Fargo doesn't mean he doesn't play 800 speed. In my opinion, a player can play up to 60 to 80 points above his speed or below his speed, but that is usually the speed he comes in and plays at.
Oh, that's careless. I'm sorry, Jeremy. That's careless. Should have been nowhere near that. And his hand on the table and a decent shot on that one ball to get it safe, and he's ended up, well, leaving a shot on it.
I just wish my my Fargo was the same as my credit score.
I wish my bank balance was as high as my Fargo. I'd have $575.
You can go a lot with that, can't you?
Well, yeah. You'll be surprised how far I can go on $500, George.
Oh, I've actually, I would not be surprised.
He's jumped up on that. And as he's scratching the side, he has.
Yeah, that Fargo will go down doing that. So Jeremy will take advantage of this.
Unbelievable, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Unbelievable. That went from a poor safety shot from Jeremy, left Sanchez Ruiz in, and then all of a sudden plays a bad shot himself and scratches in the side.
Yeah, and then when we see shots like that, we talk about Fargos. You know what they say? Some people say? Commentators curse.
Oh,
we get blamed for it. Sometimes. And I think it's all a joke, of course. So do they. It's all in fun.
Jeremy recently gave up smoking and said he was going to start hitting the gym. I hit the gym. I tap the window every time I walk past it, George.
I used to. I haven't for quite some time, but I used to be 3 times a week. Till it's been a while now.
Starting to get into stroke. Stop the cue ball where the 4 is for the 5.
Mark, you mentioned we had our 8 o'clock match lined out. Do you remember who it was?
It was Albin Ocean.
Yeah, it was Albin.
You're putting me on the spot here, George. I've got to go back to.
I've got
to scroll all the way up.
I didn't mean to.
Lee Van Corteza.
That's right. That would be
8 o'clock.
That'll be a heck of a match because those two guys are, I believe, in the 800 club. I think Lee Van is. Oh, he's real close, but not quite there. Let me verify that. You know, it's one of the things I do. If I can remember to go to Fargo instead of internet. Here we go.
Now then, needs to manufacture some kind of shot here. He's going to have to go into these, and it's dangerous with that 10 ball over the side pocket. Unless he wants to leave himself the bank. It looks pretty dangerous to be trying and moving this 8 ball. He needs to go 4 rails if he's coming round where he was just looking. I thought he'd just come 1 rail straight into it, but he has to be careful of the scratch off the 9 or the 10 in the side.
Our next match at 8 p.m. will be an 8-18 Fargo versus an 8-13. 5 points apart.
He's gone 4 rails trying to get there, and he's gone too far, has he? Is he going to get a gap between them?
I don't know. No, there's no gap.
So.
You know what he could? This just, I don't think he can go off the 10. It might. A nice soft kick.
If he can just graze the 10, he might still call it and just play it to run the 8 past the 10 if it will go.
I don't think it goes past the 10. It's going to sit up for him. He might be able to get the cue ball by the 9 and get a safety, kind of like
what
that.
A great shot,
like
but
that.
It goes
Awesome.
down the end, I think, does it? Can he hit enough of it? He can.
Well, he'll take a look.
He's looking at it to the top right-hand corner.
Michaela Taib to get in position to
Called
make
it.
the call. Make sure that it is a good hit, legal hit.
It was a legal hit, but it's not a good one. Chance then, Jeremy Seaman to claw back a rack. In a tough rack, this one.
The cue ball will be coming close to where it's at now after it hits the 8.
Nicely played.
And the 10 ball to the opposite side, and Jeremy will come within 1, and he will be breaking to tie things up when he comes back. I don't think we'll go to a break. I think we're going to remain here with you guys.
Yeah, give us a good opportunity to go through some scores from around the room. We do have 14 other tables in use as Jeremy pots the 10 ball. So let's see what's going on around the room. Mickey Krause is playing young Adrian Prasad. And Mickey Krause is 5-0 up. Roland Garcia is 3-0 ahead against Ko Tao Yong. Ernesto Dominguez has taken a rack against Jungling Zhang. He now trails 3-1. Roberto Gomez 2-1 down to Julio Burgos. Chris Reinhold has taken a 3-0 lead over Dimitris Lukatos from Greece. Ruiz's fellow countryman David Alcade 4-2 up now against Hiroyuki Shozaki. There you are, I think I got it right that time. So the break.
3 ball drops. 1 ball sits over the side pocket. I mean, the 2 ball sits over the side pocket. The 1 ball sits straight into the corner. He's going to, let's see if he can bring that cue ball between the 6 and the 7 for the 2 in the upper right-hand corner. Or even shorter and shoot the 1 in the opposite corner.
One of them will be right, George.
Oh, one. Well, that's why I call 2 at a time that way.
You give yourself a chance.
That's right. I close the odds, dude.
I've got your number. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's right. I tell you, people just sometimes they just tell me I just look stupid.
So down the corner in.
Oh, down the corner,
Wow.
but it also went down the rail. It got a big piece of it.
Looked like he decelerated on that in my eyes. Didn't look like a nice, continuous, smooth stroke, to be honest. Seemed to quit on it a little bit. So FSR looks like a Grand Prix shirt with that on, doesn't he?
FSR. Well, you know, in Spain and in Mexico, the tradition is the first name, of course, is your first name. The second name you see, which would, in his case, would be Sanchez, is his actual surname. And the third name, which is Ruiz, is his mother's maiden name.
Oh, well, I like that.
That's how it...
So what would you be called?
I would be called George Teachadjury.
I'd be called Mark White Bayliss.
There you go. Like, I'm just, there used to be a food chain called A.J. Bayliss in Arizona. Long time ago.
Yeah, I think my mum used to own a store in Arizona called that.
Oh, there was a chain, a pretty large one.
Oh, yeah. What are you trying to say, George?
You're well-to-do.
What do you think I'm
Very.
here for? I'm not here for the money. I'm here just to have fun, mate.
There you go.
So he's banking this 5-ball. Draw back for the 6. Oh, and he's cutting in the side. Wow.
It worked out to
Say, surely the 7's in the way for the bank.
Well, you know, shots like that, you kind of in the back of your mind might be thinking it's a 2-way. If I happen to miss it, it probably bounces over here. My cue ball is going to be in this position for the next shot. If I make it, I'm good. If I miss it, he's safe.
Yeah, he got nicely on the 6, didn't he? He'd have had a nice shot at that. So Jeremy calling extension. Yeah, he's going to kick this one route.
High percentage kick.
Do you think he'll make it though?
It's, you know, it's one of those, I could say this is a 50%er. I've seen that type of hit made, I guess, I don't want to say more often than not because no, but it does not surprise me too much. No, not half. That's why I said, but it doesn't surprise you when they make it because of the way the size of the ball. If you catch the rail just right, you can go rail first. If you catch the ball just right, it goes straight in, and you're going to be close. With a decent kicking system or aiming system, you're going to be close.
RUIZ then snatches his chalk off the side route. In a great position now to go 3-1 up, you'd think.
Senor Sanchez here, looking pretty good to run out these. Well, you go all the way around the top of the table for position close to where the cue ball is now in the 7. Yes, he does. Kind of the same shot for the 9 to be about where he is now, or he can play the 9 on the side.
Nice bounce off that second rail there. Well played. It's going to be 3-1.
Oh, now we're using the. Well, weren't you in Mexico for a while?
And we're going for a break. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the lovely Las Vegas. We're in the Rio All Suites Hotel and we're playing the CSI Predator World 10 Ball Championship. $60,000 up for grabs. And Francisco Ruiz is leading 3-1.
Oh, there's that Spanish again. That Mexican trip of yours must have been something. Tell us a little about that, because this break looks like the 3-ball might go. It does. And he's got a shot. He's got a bank shot on the 1, but the 5's kind of blocking part of it. So, about that Mexican trip.
Yeah, it was a crazy 2 weeks. It was 16 days, actually, it was. I was quarantining just before this event last September.
Okay.
Quarantining was still an issue, so I was lucky enough to meet up with a guy called Javier Gomez, who is an artistic pool champion in Mexico. And he set me straight. He put, because it can be, as you said, a very dangerous place, Mexico. But he told me where to stay and hooked me up with this lovely Karen pool hall called Pilar Felinos. Oh, nice bank shot there.
No, that wasn't a nice bank shot. That was a lovely bank shot. Now,
thank you for correcting me.
Caris Villas.
Yeah, Pilar Felinos. And it was a lot of history in there. It was owned by a very famous ex-Mexico champion, now run by his 2 daughters. He sadly passed away, and there's a lovely shrine in there with the waistcoat of the champion and even the balls that he used to use and the cues, all in a nice glass case. Really was an excellent trip. So thanks, guys, for that. Played lots of pool while I was there. Well, it's all I did, and I learned from some of the best players in Mexico, a little bit of 3 cushion as well, and that's going on in the room just to the left of where we are now in Miranda.
You got a World Cup?
World Cup UMB 3 cushion Predator on the new Predator 10 by 5s.
Yeah, 5 by 10s, yeah. Now, you did say, I remember you said he was a champion. There was a 3 cushion champion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Mexico's big for 3 cushion, and I remember growing up in Nogales, Arizona, and very well. In fact, I have family still lives there, but I would go across the border and play when I was about 18, 17, and I got the pleasure of playing with a 3 cushion Mexican champion.
Wow.
By the name of Francisco Carrizosa, and then over the years I would occasionally play with some of his proteges.
Well, I can't trump that one, George.
Well, it wasn't a matter of trumping. It was just, when I say I used to do it, I'd stop in there for an afternoon once every 3 or 4 months.
What's your highest run at 3 cushion?
7.
Well, that's not bad. So back to the Predator World 10 Ball Championships.
Sanchez is doing a great job here. He's keeping Jeremy in his stool, in his chair. This guy's got a nice rhythm, a nice skate around the table. He's focused. I haven't seen him take his eye off the table, even when he's sitting down. That's one of the things I observe about players. When you see that, they're trying to get in the zone. And they play themselves into the zone because their whole world is 4.5 by 9.
So just looking around, yeah, young Eric Roberts, what a great win that was for him over Max Eberle, a youngster. I think he's from Minnesota. I'm not entirely sure. I think he's from there. A place called Crossville, from memory. Do you know Crossville, George?
No, I don't.
He's 19 years old. And that's the youngster that Skylar and Ashley De La Cruz sponsored to get here. Saw some potential in him, and actually Rhonda, who runs the Off the Rail booth, her and Max Adams are sharing with him, and they're giving him a place to stay as well. They've got an Airbnb just up the road, so that's a nice little story. Eric Roberts, keep going, mate, you're doing well. Now this wing ball is starting to go, George.
The 4-railer?
In the side? No, the one in the side. We're starting to see that happen now. So maybe the table is starting to break a little bit easier.
Well, I was looking at some notes here, and I didn't notice where he broke from. It appears that when they break from the side, the wing ball, well, it's the corner balls that go for rails. The wing ball, as you call it, are the balls behind the one.
Yep.
Okay, and then they must be breaking from the middle.
Yeah, it was breaking more or less from the center.
That forces the 2 balls behind the one to go to each side. And if you're using a template rack, a lot of times if you put the cue ball real close to the center, both balls with the right speed and they're racked just right, they will go right at the side pockets. And you can measure if you're short, you're hitting them too soft, I believe, and if you're high, you're hitting them. No, it's just the opposite. If you're hitting them too soft, they're going high. If you're hitting them too hard, they're going low.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. But that's where they go at one speed or the other. Break them about 5 times, you'll figure it out. That's all it takes. And when you stop and think that Tyler Stye or Shane Van Boning break hundreds of times throughout the course of a week, they know if it's softer or harder that you have to hit them to go below or above the pocket.
There you go, folks. I'm going to give that a go next time on the table. Still haven't played here yet. I hit a few balls with Eric Roberts, actually.
Okay, there
a
you
few
go.
days ago. Gave him a few tips, you know. An elk master, a diamond, a Kamui.
That was good.
And a town.
That was good.
Just happened to have them laying around in my case.
Yeah, they're not free. Those town and those tips you just named off are top of the line, and they're not cheap.
They are to me if I say town enough. And Kamui.
Oh, there you go.
My favourite tip, actually. Kamui Black Super Soft is my go-to tip.
Mark comes out here in September last year. He spends a few weeks out there, a couple months out here, and then a couple months after that. And he has all these sponsors, tip sponsors. And, you know, the best I can do is I get a free shirt from Predator.
I've got a rack sponsor as well. I've got Outsville, who make the great AccuRack, of course. Hi to Chris Renfro.
I got to start marketing myself, folks. We're in Vegas.
You need to start singing silly songs, George, on Facebook.
Oh,
that's what
call
you need
myself
to do.
Two-Piece Q or Speedy Gonzalez or something like that.
Call yourself Speedy Gonzalez. I heard Two-Piece Q's taken.
Well, Speedy Gonzalez is taken too. There you go.
That was a cartoon, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I used to love that. A pesky little mouse, wasn't he? Was he a mouse?
Yeah, he was like a superhero. He's so fast. Yeah, he was a little mouse. Not a superhero. That's Mighty Mouse, right?
Yeah.
Who in the world thought we'd be talking about Speedy Gonzalez and Mighty Mouse in a pool commentary? Well, folks.
Oh, what a nice shot that was. Caught it perfect. That's the air rush he's using.
I can see why we see some complaints. Okay, let's get on. I'll try to get on point here.
Sort yourself out, George.
He's going to have a hard time getting shape on his 2 ball if he goes for it, but he is going for it. He might be able to hold it up and or just go ahead and shoot it naturally and come into the 6. Oh, he tried to spin out of that. That didn't look real well. It looked like it was all after impact, but, you know, the cue stick hitting the cue ball. But there was quite a move. That's a nice sound when you hit the back of a pocket like that. Right dead in the center and with some speed and some pace on the ball.
My favorite sound.
Yeah, nothing like, the Brunswicks were famous for that. When you're smacking balls, firing balls in the center of a pocket of a Brunswick, God, they make that nice whack sound. Nothing like it. You can be sitting down at the bar having a beer with your back turned to the pool tables and you start hearing that whack enough, you're going to turn around and see who's shooting. That's going to get your attention.
First thing it makes me feel like doing is getting my cue out, going and banging a few balls around. Really is a lovely feeling.
Well, Jeremy looking pretty poised here to cut the lead by 1. It's race to 8. Keep in mind, this is a 2-stage tournament. When we get to the final 32, it will be single elimination or a knockout round, and it will be a race to 10. It's alternate break. That will not change.
Yeah, at the moment, you know you've got 2 chances.
Mm-hmm.
Still would love to win, though, without going to the long journey through the
Well, usually you win your first
one
3.
loss side.
Yeah, usually you win your first 3 matches on the winner's side, and you're into the final 32. On the one loss side, depending where you drop out, I think you have to win 2 more if you lose early, and only 1 if you lose late. I'm not 100% sure. I should be, though, because I should go back and check that. We do now have a great-looking bracket.
Whoa, he dodged a bullet
Yeah.
there. I'll tell you, he just missed
He knows how
the
lucky
nose
he
of
was.
the side pocket and just missed the scratch in the corner. That was very, very fortunate, Jeremy SEAMAN. So this then to get back to within 2.
He does. And we'll stay right with you instead of going to a commercial break.
Let's watch Michaela rack the balls. Michaela from Edinburgh in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually has her own pool table business in Scotland, sells the little 6-footers all over the
What's
country.
going on here? Yeah, in fact, she mentioned earlier in the week, it can't be earlier, today's Monday, but last week during the Alpha Las Vegas Open, that this may be the only tournament she does for a while because she's so busy selling tables. And during COVID, you know, people wanted pool tables because they couldn't go anywhere to play.
Yeah.
So it's kept her rather busy. And since it's their business, she doesn't want to spend time away from it. Good look at the Predator player. He is sponsored by Predator, as I believe SEAMAN is now.
Yep, he is.
He's new to the list because if you look at, well, I'll send you to PredatorCues.com. You can take a look at their pro team, the equipment they use. It has their birth dates for each pro player. It gives you a little history of their championships that they've won, if they have any. Good place to look up your favorite Predator player, sponsored player. Tells you the cue they play with. Like I said, championships won, date of birth. What else did I see in there? And one of the things, actually, we're going to be having the Alpha Las Vegas Open for the women's tournament here Friday, Saturday, and this week. So it's going to, you know, be part of this one. Kind of.
Oh,
we're going to enter.
Gorgeous shot. Sorry to interrupt
was.
you
No,
there, Josh.
please
that
do.
was beautiful. That was a gorgeous shot down the rail there from Sanchez RUIZ.
He'll back cut this 3 ball, and I think he'll run into the 4. I think he's okay to do that. I mean, I wouldn't try to avoid the 4 because I think it catches it and sends the ball down and then back up the table a little bit. I don't think he'll be in trouble. He'll have access to the 4 and he can do what he needs to. But he did it even better. He went this way. Well, he's on the wrong side of it. Will he go for the bank or a safety?
Well, he can play a clever little shot here.
What's the clever shot? Behind the 8 or behind the 10?
Well, he can bank it, hold for the 6 in the side, and maybe get cover from the 10. George is looking at me as if to say, what are you going
Oh,
on
no,
about?
actually, I'm not.
Yeah, it looked like he was going for the cut then.
Well, he's down to 20 seconds almost.
Yeah, used his extension already. Maybe behind the 8. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, just nudged it a little bit too hard. Oh, he's got distance.
A little hard to do, but I believe Jeremy can get this cue ball behind the 7 on the left-hand side of the rail there. It's going to take a good shot, but I think it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, he put side spin on it. Side spin was no good for that shot. Without side spin, he would have been able to tuck it, especially with the way he hit it. Without side spin, it would have tucked in behind the 7 real nice. The speed was perfect.
Coming round to see the angle that the cue ball's going to come off the 4.
Probably right into the 10, right?
Yeah, and if it goes, he wouldn't mind clipping the 10 ball here. I think he's drawing past it though, to leave the 6 into the same pocket.
That's a tough shot, and he hit it just very well.
Oh, he's hit that nicely. Held short of the rail, George, so I fancy him to get this. He's big favourite here now to run this rack.
Well, from where he's at, this 6 ball, it's the kind of shot you kind of, well, he doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball, so it improves his accuracy. Cue ball's natural position for the 7.
Nicely played. Now, doesn't want to overdraw this one. Needs to leave it about just on the same level. Just come past the spot slightly.
He's come back nicely.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect.
He's looking to increase his lead. But it will be Jeremy Seaman to break the balls. Jeremy's had some success in these tournaments. He's had a couple of, you know, medium finishes.
Looking on, wondering if he's going to get back to the table. I don't think he is this rack, George. He'll need to prepare himself to get that crunching break working, make a ball and run the rack. That's what he'll need to do to bring it back to 5-3, because it's going to go 4-2 now.
And we're on break. ahead.
Welcome back to this first round match between Francisco Ruiz and Jeremy Seaman. Ruiz 5-2 up, but Jeremy breaking. Race to 8.
Yeah, Jeremy has 2 fifths in these tournaments. He's played 4 events. Ohio was a 5th, and then Michigan and Arizona were blanks. But Wisconsin last month, he placed 5th.
Nice break there again from Jeremy. Made the wing ball, the 7 in the side, and also made the 4 railer. So he's breaking nice and accurately and consistently. Look at this, nicely on the 1 ball. Good chance here to close it to 5-3.
The 4 ball's a little tough to get to.
Is it an Elton John? Is it a little bit funny?
It's a little bit funny. You did commentary in Wisconsin. I believe Wisconsin was that match where he had like 3 breaks on the 10 ball, 2 or 3 10 ball breaks.
Yeah, it was Arizona, I believe.
No, I don't think so, because he placed high in that tournament where he had the breaks. Yeah, I think it was Wisconsin last month.
Okay, I stand corrected. I was
No,
there,
no,
and you were in Arizona, and I was there.
I was watching. In fact, to tell you the truth, that tournament, I spent the 4 days quite a bit in the chat room with these guys, because I was watching the tournament, and I says, you know something? I'm actually, going to hang out in here, because I just wanted to see what kind of a following we have.
Were you spying on us?
I was not spying on you. I was just enjoying the same thing that's available to viewers all around the world.
Yeah, isn't it amazing when you think of technology these days? Just these pictures from Las Vegas going all over the world to people's phones, laptops, tablets, computers, smart TVs. Incredible. Some watching it in their car as well, I wouldn't imagine.
You know, and as this series with CSI and Predator is evolving, the internet and accessibility to information is, that's out, and but it went in, is evolving also. You can now find, in the same location, you can find where to watch it. You have YouTube or the Billiard TV. You have the bracket, and you also have the pro ranking. The pro rankings take the players' Fargo and their tournament points. They get certain points for the way they finish or the way they perform in a tournament. And then they add those up, and there's a ranking. I think it's the top 6, if they're not already invited automatically, will get invited to the 2023 Predator World 10 Ball. And so, they want to keep track of their points, and that's a good way to watch it. And for you viewers out there, you can see how these guys perform on a month-to-month basis when they play in these events, and how they perform against each other.
Yeah, terrific technology now available.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of information available.
And there's even more being collected for future to give you even more stats and to, just to work out what formats are working, what gets the most viewers. And I can tell you, we haven't had a...
Well, Seaman will cut the lead to 2 games instead of 3. With his 10 ball. But his opponent will be breaking.
Yes, and it goes. Now, we mentioned earlier on, George, about the Women's Las Vegas Open, the Alpha Women's Las Vegas Open, which starts on the 30th. We will have live games for you over the weekend. Just to run through some names, I looked at the women's top
you saw
20.
the rankings, okay.
Yeah, and Kelly Fisher standing at #1. Jennifer Beretta, she's here as well. Wei Chu Chen, she won't be here, unfortunately. Brittany Bryant is here, though, a great American player. Alison Fisher, I met in the restaurant at lunchtime. Christina Tkach, unfortunately, she won't be here either. She's #6 in the world. Now, one who will be is Line Korsvik, Monica Webb is here. Janet Atwell is here. Jai Lee, Caroline Powell, Emily Duddy is here. She's the billiard bombshell. Siming Chen, number 14, she won't be here. Gail Eaton will be though, and Dawn Hopkins also on the list to play. So there's some real top class women here. Jasmine Ocean, of course. Laurie John Ognowski, as she's called now. Remember her?
Laurie John Jones, yes.
Yeah. Coyote Sonnet, Ashley Burrows, and April Larson. Well, she won't be here for obvious reasons, but it's a really strong field. Back to a strong player breaking. Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, 8-ball in the corner, shot on the 1. Chance to go 3 ahead again.
Well, you just ran out some Laurie John Jones, which was the last one you mentioned, used to have a little jump cue called the Frog.
Oh, did you?
Long time ago, yeah. It was a green-colored jump cue. It was called the Frog. It worked pretty good. I mean, it got the ball up there. I'm sure there's still people out there that have the little Frog. I remember here in Las Vegas, they used to have this expo similar to it at the Riviera on a yearly basis. And you'd have some of the tournaments. They actually used to have a whole pro room with close to 20 tables just for the pros. Kind of like this. And they have an arena set up in it, similar to this.
Oh, look at this little nudge on the 2-ball.
Yeah.
Couldn't have hit it better, could he?
What a nice bump.
That was beautiful. Full ball, just maybe a little bit tricky, but it goes in the side. Goes down the end here as well, of course. Perfect angle on this 2 to take the cue ball anywhere he wants. Oh, where's he gone with a cue ball? Once again, we see a player just slightly overrunning. It is day 1 on the new cloths. Table fitters really have done an amazing job to get these tables ready in tip-top condition for the, oh dear, can you believe that? Well, he can't, holds his head.
Guess what? I was just corrected. It wasn't Laurie John Jones. It was Robin Dobson. Thank you, guys. See, like I said, some of our viewers are Johnny on the spot, and they can give us the right ammunition to fire.
I think she was also called Laurie John Brown, wasn't she, at one stage?
I'm not 100% sure. You know, one of the things that's kind of missing and maybe should be brought back, especially when we have the likes of John Schmidt and Jason Shaw, straight pool runners. John does 6:26, Shaw does 7:14. But back in those days that I was talking about at the Riviera, they used to have a straight pool contest. You jump up and pay I think you pay $20 and set up the balls and see if you can get a high run. They give you a certain amount of time to get your high run. And then you would sign up for it, and then at the end of 3 days or 4 days, whatever it might have been, you took home the cash if you had the high run.
Nice.
That was pretty sweet.
This would be a good one to do it at, wouldn't it?
This is exactly right. When you have, that's why I mentioned, John Schmidt being here. This is the first event he's played in of these Pro Billiard Series that he played in last week. He's also in the Predator World 10 Ball. Did you say he won his match or lost his match?
He won.
Oh, good for him.
He won quite convincingly.
Good for him. He spends his anniversary playing pool here for the fans instead of home with the wife.
How's it feel to be a pool wife, eh? Well, there's plenty of women now playing as well. That's perfect. Find a wife, that loves pool, George.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to shout out to Felicity. She, we also gave a shout out to Mike Schmidt and wished him a happy birthday. And then we'll wish John and Felicity a happy anniversary. I think they said it was 5 years. And remember that fun fact you gave me? Number of marriages in Las Vegas daily.
Yes.
I said 26, and when you laughed at me and said, no, it's 300, idiot. Do you remember that?
Yeah, apart from the idiot part.
Well, they were one of them. They came to Vegas to get married.
Oh, that's nice. I found some more Vegas facts, actually.
And then they went to Griff's and took everybody off to pay for it. I just added the last part. It would be fun, wouldn't it? We just got married.
George, are you?
Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Stretching the truth.
Stretching the truth. There you go. Speaking of Ernesto Dominguez, he was in the tournament. How did he do? Do we have him? Is he still playing?
He is, but I'm having a few problems with the scoring at the moment.
Yeah.
But I will let you know as soon as it's back up and running.
Okay. And Jeremy making quick work of this rack. As I was telling stories. I'm going to have to apologize for telling stories. There was a couple of we should be watching these guys, and but you know, in rotation pool, it's just sometimes when the balls lay a certain way, you guys at home can pretty much figure out what they're going to do, and then you just get mad at us for talking about simplicities.
And it goes. Well played, Jeremy Seaman. 5-4 now, just one behind. Now, you're talking about marriage, George, just now. I found another little fun fact on weddings in Las Vegas. This is a new one.
Okay.
The Little White Wedding Chapel has a drive-through tunnel of vows. Britney Spears once got married there. Her marriage lasted just 55 hours.
55 hours.
How about that? Less than 3 days.
I got a good one that I kind of. Go ahead. You got another one?
Go on, you go.
Okay. If you've seen the movie Fools Rush In with Salma Hayek and I forget the guy's name, Matthew Perry. Not Matthew Perry, Matthew something or other from Friends. Anyway, they go to get married in I think it's a Little White Chapel. Or it's a chapel anyway. And the guy that's performing the ceremony just wants to kiss Salma Hayek in the worst way. I found that so funny. so funny. Uh-oh, cue ball. He's okay. One ball's coming around, two ball went in the corner pocket. And he's got a back cut on the one for the left-hand corner pocket here at the bottom of your screen.
Let's give you a few more score updates very quickly. Jung Ling Jiang did actually beat Ernesto Dominguez 8-3. Mickey Kraus beat Adrian Prasad 8-1, so he's through. Another one through. David Al-Qaidi. We'll bring you up to date with other results as we get them. Oh, that's careless. Oh, he's played a safety.
He overcut that, yeah. He overcut that ball. And
no, he's got away with it.
Yes, he has. He's in a tough place to hit this ball. He may be able to, gosh, with a lot of extreme left English, hit the bottom rail and come back and clip the one. He's taking an extension. He's taking a good look at this. He's going rail first, underneath the 4, trying to make the combo. I saw a shot like this by, it was a brilliant shot. Carlo Viado in the last rack in the last tournament of his one of the matches. Shot a shot just like this. He's pointed at the side pocket, and I do not understand why. It looks to me like he's playing the 6 ball, rail first. He hit the 6 ball directly, which means Michaela Tab will clean the cue ball off and hand it to Jeremy. And Jeremy can really cut this lead down. fact, he can tie it up, not cut the lead down. All my storytelling. I'm glad you guys are watching the match for us. That was actually a good comment.
Now then, doesn't want to hit it. Well, he did. Well, he's still on it.
Well, let's see. Does he draw this ball 2 rails or does he follow it? I like drawing it because I don't chance hitting the 6.
Yeah, you got to draw this.
Go ahead and set up for the side pocket. Hello, 9 ball. Going for shorty.
Yeah, going to grab that air rush. I shot with one of them once. Unbelievable. So much power in it, little effort. I jumped the cue ball clean off the table.
I think I might have to go home with one.
Hopefully I'm going home with a full set, George.
There you go.
I've gone for a Z shaft.
Oh yeah. I've
A BK Rush Blue.
I've had the Poison, which is the Predator product, for a long, long time. It's a jump break, and I've used that. Yeah, it served its purpose. But after fooling around in Arizona with Jesus Atencio, with that air rush, and one of the competitive products, I think that air rush is the real thing.
Yeah, I've never had a decent break cue before, so I'm going to get the blue BK Rush. Can't wait to get it. Who knows, you might even see me playing in one of the Las Vegas Open or one of the Open tournaments, you know, the US Pro Billiard Series. I might even go in one of them one day.
Well, you know, if you do that, I know where you can get some good practice for like 100 a set.
So do I.
In fact, wasn't the chat begging us to set up a match a while back?
I'd rather pay Jeremy Jones
Play
$100
with
an
him.
hour and just watch him. No offense, George.
No, none taken. None taken. And you know I'm teasing with you. I would play with you for the fun of it.
We're going to have a game. All this banter you keep giving me is getting too much now. I'm going to need to shut you up.
Oh, good.
What's your Fargo?
497.
497? No, it's not.
All right, it's 486.
Oh, he's played safe there.
No, that's the wrong number. Yeah. I might have, you know, moved the numbers around a little bit.
Got the first number wrong.
Yeah, something like that.
I know you're well above 600.
And dropping every time I play. I will say that.
So a little safety battle here.
Oh, he's not going for it.
Just the containing safety. Left an easy opportunity now for Jeremy to get a decent safety in. Big block of balls down here, George, to hide behind.
Well, it's actually a pretty bright shot. It really is, because this forces Jeremy, well, no, he's going to find himself safe. He's going to come around the bottom side of the 7 underneath these 3 balls. That's a big landing area for the cue ball.
Absolutely. Be very unlucky not to get cover here if he hits it right.
Oh,
he's come too. He's okay. He's come too thick though. Caught too much of it.
I think he was trying to go 2 rails behind that area,
and
not
caught it
one.
too thick.
Yeah.
Well, this is a chance.
This is trouble. This cue ball is going to track right towards that side pocket. Many times when you're cutting this cut in like this back cut to a corner on the long rails, that cue ball tracks to the side, and you sit there and, oh, you missed the whole
He
ball.
jumped up there and missed the
Did
whole
he?
ball. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen Francisco Ruiz play this bad.
Not lately, not of late.
No, not of late.
Good picture of the crowd. Let's see who's up in those stands, if there's anyone you recognize from his Spanish Armada, as you call it.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I can't see any of them. Just at the
It would
moment.
surprise me if they're not, because they usually, the Polish contingent and the Spanish contingent, they're usually a couple of the 5 or 6 players that come together in support of their
Don't
country.
forget, though, David Arcadia was playing on an outside table for the majority of this. He's finished his match. He won his match.
Well, this to tie it up. He's got these 2 balls to tie it up.
We've seen it, George, haven't we? A lot today. Players not really grabbing hold of it by the scruff of the neck. They've all been pretty close.
We'll be going for a break after this, but we still have 2 balls we can talk through. And he's left himself right on the 50-yard line almost. Thin cut.
Extension on.
Extension time. Yeah, I hate stories. I don't want to tell a story. I'm not going to tell it. Never mind. Late 80s, I played, or late 80s or
You haven't
early
got
90s.
time, George. We'll have to save it.
It's in. And our players are back. They stepped out for a little bit, so we went a little beyond our regular 2-minute commercial breaks. Keep in mind, every 2 games approximately, we will go to a commercial break. With the added sponsors and the added monies, and that's who's paying for those things.
Absolutely right.
Gotta
And,
pay the bills.
none of us like to
Yeah.
when the action goes off and the adverts come on. But without that, guys, you wouldn't be watching it free. There wouldn't be the 60,000 that's on offer for first prize. $250,000 the 128 players are playing for. Unbelievable the way this has grown so quickly, George.
Yeah, well, maybe one day in the future, I doubt it, but maybe we'll have the round girls or the score girls walking around in little bikinis, right?
Well, I
That'll
can put a
never
dress
happen.
on. I'll put a dress on and high heels. I don't mind.
Oh, Mark,
I'll do anything for
I
entertainment.
think the chat would just, I think they would send money in to buy that dress.
I think that shut it down.
Oh,
We've got another winner through for you, by the way, guys. Chris Reinholder's beaten Dimitris Lukatos by 8 racks to 2.
That's a good win for Chris.
What is? Sorry, guys. I had something in my throat then.
That's why we drink water between breaks.
Well, 5-all and a chance for Jeremy to knock the 8 in the side here. Was it the 8 or was it the 6? The 8. And what a turnaround this has been.
Yeah, we're tied up here at 5. Francisco seemed to have the match in hand. He reels off the first 2 games, drops 1, gets 2 more, drops 1, wins it back. But now Jeremy has taken 3 in a row to tie things up. All of a sudden, he doesn't seem to look as comfortable in his chair anymore, does he? Francisco, that is. Sanchez.
No, he's not smiling, put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's smiling now, and he jumps out of the chair with cue in hand. He says, I'm going to wipe this off. And
oh, what a chance that was. Oh, dear, you can't be drawing back straight into a side pocket. Not at this level. Now, is this the little bit of boost that Ruiz needed?
Well, he got some support in the stands. Jonas Suto just sat down to watch. The youngest of the Spanish contingent, who gave Shane a loss here on this stream table in the last tournament.
Yeah, there was a shootout, 8-7 from memory. Had a few good shootouts. 11-10. Aloysius Yap was involved, wasn't it?
Yeah, who was that? I forgot who he shot against. Was it Mika?
No. Shnognoki. Shnoggoki, I think. Georgie's going through his reams and reams of paper. He writes everything down, George. He's old school.
The notes, no. Well, the notes I like to have, because I can do something like this. I can find out if it's recent who that 11-10 was. And it looks like I'm not going to, because I just went through them and didn't find it.
Don't knock yourself out, George.
I won't.
You'll be all right.
You know, once you start looking for something, you know it's there, and you just got to find it.
What a let-off this has been. And all of a sudden, 6-5. Ruiz should have been 6-5. Jeremy SEAMAN. Ruiz will be breaking, I believe.
Didn't find it. Not bothered. Tournament passed. We are at the Predator World 10 Ball. Sponsors, you'll see them on the side of the arena. Cyberts, Kamui, Omega, World Billiard TV. Some of you are watching on that. Welcome to CSI Predator Arena in the Grand Ballroom of the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, part of the CSI International Expo, along with the BCA World Championships.
Another name through, George. Christopher Tevez has beaten in Costello by 8 racks to 3 to advance to the second round.
A fine player out of Peru. Him and Gerson Martinez. missing a buddy that has become a friend of mine, Ariel Castro, who's not here. He came to the first two, didn't make it to this one.
Well, I've been delivered a gift to the commentary booth, and I'm scared to open it in front of anyone. I don't know what's inside it. A lovely lady called Christine gave it to John Lehman and said, take that to Mark in the booth. I hope it's food. I'm hungry.
Maybe it's, what was it? The rums of Puerto Rico.
Wrong shape, George.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's he going to do? Having a look. Is there something in that pocket? Is an insect in it, maybe?
Well, he might as well just go ahead and run into the 4. Coming off the 1 for the 2. He probably misses it, but what he's thinking about is he wants to put a little bit of right on this to go above the 4 and not below. But that could get him in trouble. I think he just comes straight across and takes a little bit longer shot on the 2. And he's coming down for the 3. He'll be in better
Would he
shape.
go into the 10 or not?
See?
Oh, what's he's ended up
That's-
hitting it too thick. Thinking of the cue ball again. It's not
Exactly.
the first time.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was addressing. If you use that outside English, is going to throw your ball out a little bit.
Always catch them
Yeah.
thick if playing them with outside. Very difficult shot.
And so I was just thinking about that, and I was thinking he just come straight across and give up that foot distance. Because the 2 ball's pretty handy over the pocket.
Yeah, trying to work the cue ball again too much.
Because really, it's very important to maintain a lead here, especially this close to...
He's overcut that. He's overcut it, and I think it was because he was worrying about the scratch. He's overcut it.
Now let's see if he goes 3 cushions with this cue ball, or if he comes off and kind of spins to the middle of the table. The 3 cushion brings him in line position for the corner pocket for the 2. Coming straight across. He should be able to maintain and stay there close to the middle of the table. But it just lays so good for the 3 cushion follow shot.
You're ahead of me, George.
Just like this. See the line on the 2 ball? Now the cue ball is going to be on a perfect line right towards the object ball on the line for the pocket. Now he's in line for the 2 and line for the 3. Easy to get to the 4 and 5. Look where the 6 sits. It would take a mistake. It would take an error for him not to get out here.
Well, this to go on the hill. Jeremy will be so annoyed.
He's 6 balls, and he's got just a little bit to track towards the 5 with a stun shot. A little bit of a draw, I guess you say, and then come down underneath the 10 for the 6, just like that.
Oh, listen to this for
That's too much angle.
Listen to this for a latest scoreline, George. Roberto Gomez 4, Julio Burgos 7 on the hill. Julio. Superman is in trouble.
He's got a little trouble to get to the 7.
Yeah, he's
You know
going to draw right here to come all the way around, isn't he?
You know what I like here? You're going to think I'm crazy, but I like hitting that 6 ball with a lot of high English. So when it hits the rail, it comes around, kind of does a do-si-do around the 10 and up for the 7.
A do-si-do.
Yeah. Kind of a little hot dog fancy shot, but it works right here. He's going all the way around. He's not going to like it. Unless it gets, oh, he went all the way up.
That's great.
He went short side.
That's nice.
He's going to like it.
That's beautiful. Good shot.
When we're done and I get to a table, I'm going to try that. I'm going to remember how that's sitting. And I think that little high English shot will get you right over to the left side of the table.
I've got a question for all the viewers.
Viewers.
Let's
Okay.
see who comes up with the answer first. No Googling, guys. Just have a guess. And we'll go nearest to the answer wins. The bronze lion outside the MGM Grand Hotel weighs more than how much? How much does it weigh? It's just over a certain amount. How much is that amount? You know, the big bronze one, George, the big lion.
You know, I'm trying to picture it.
In it goes, and we're going
Timeout.
for a break.
Yeah, for a break. Good call.
Back to the Predator World 10-ball Championships here. It's day one. All chasing the prize for $60,000. Huge money. Huge pressure on Jeremy Seaman now. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz has a 2-rack lead and he's on the hill. Oh, look at that. What a time to save for your best break. Oh, he just got kicked on the cue ball there. Look how they've spread. For a moment, that cue ball was stuck dead in the centre of the table. Now, I asked you a question just before the break. Wanted to know how much the lion weighs outside the hotel here in Vegas. And, well, the quickest Googler in the house is Dustin. It does. It weighs around 50 tons. Or, if you think about it, 100 of these pool tables.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Yeah, somebody. I like someone's answer here where he said so many Predator tables or so many pool tables, slates.
Ah, there you go.
I don't know how many he said, but I just remember something in slates. And that's the best answer because it's pool related. Let's see if I can find that answer again. I'm going to go through here. 500 one-piece slates.
He was close.
No, because that would be 100,000 pounds, and a one-piece slate weighs probably, what is it?
The table weighs around 1,000 pounds.
Okay, so if it's 500, that's only 50,000 pounds.
I don't know.
It's 500,000 pounds because there's 500 slates. It's 1,000 apiece. I'm sorry.
Now he's tempting in here. Is he going to take the push out? No, he's putting back. 60 seconds, remember, after the break and a push out.
Good call, guys. Thank Mark for those little trivia questions. Keep you all Googling. Some of you play by the rules, some don't. I couldn't answer because I happened to look over at his notes when he asked the question, and I saw the big 50 ton sitting there. He prints out his notes in like 24 font. What's the size of that?
24 font. It is 24 font.
Jeez.
Exactly. And that'll give you some idea of how bad my eyes are.
Well,
you know, I sat outside a McDonald's one night thinking I was on a date with somebody. It turned out it was that Ronald McDonald statue.
well, he's got a shot here. He follows this in. He might come 2 rails right into the 7. Nice.
That's
Come.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
Now then,
He was tracking.
10 could be in the way slightly.
He just
can
has
draw off
yeah,
it,
he
yeah?
just has to avoid it. I think he has to draw away from it, as you said, because just cutting it straight looks like it's going to track towards that corner pocket, and you don't want to come anywhere close, because if you go 2 rails and come short, you're going to hit the 10. So he'll come around it and put a little juice on the bottom of it like this.
He tried to go straight up.
He's in trouble.
Has he got past it?
No.
He has, you know, but
Yeah,
I don't think it passes the... Can he slice this into the top right?
No, the 5's in the way. Let me
No,
see.
the
I'm
top right.
right down the line. Oh, to the top right. That's a huge. No, that's really cutting it back.
You're only young once, George.
Yeah,
Might as well have a go.
First and foremost, well, actually, he will be able to make a decent bridge because he can lay the cue right between the 7 and the 8. But I don't believe he can slice it back. He's going to have to find some other way of handling this because his opponent's on the hill, and he can't afford to leave a shot, any kind of an offensive shot, or even a chance for a defensive shot. So he's got to hook him. Looks like he's trying to go above the 5. He's going to hook him.
Caught the 9.
Not quite.
No, he hasn't. Don't think it passes the 10.
No, he hasn't left much of a shot.
He's looking to see if it does, though. Maybe it does.
The way he just glanced at it tells me he has room to make it in that lower pocket. Or is he looking to go 2 rails past the 8 between, and the 7 up for that 5 ball?
Roland Garcia has beaten Ko Tao Young 8-3. He'll play Mickey Kraus in the next round.
He catches the 9. Oops. Well, he's hooked, but it's not a bad hook. We talked about a shot like this earlier, Mark, where I thought that it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to kick this in. It's a 1 rail kick using the bottom, yeah, right there. Just, it's a makeable shot. It's maybe, I'm going to call it maybe 1 out of 10. But when you're making good hits, good things can happen, and you get results like this. You get rewarded for hitting the ball. Sometimes you get rewarded for hitting the ball, not always. But it's a lot better or much more reward than missing the ball.
Thought you was having an argument with yourself there, George.
I always do. Every morning.
Can see young Payne McBride warming up to my right. Another great prospect. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this for a shot. Great shot.
Well, that's earning the game. If he's able to run out from here after making that shot, he flat out deserved it. Seaman made a good hit. Didn't have to, but did get rewarded. And Francisco Sanchez came with a shot.
You hear us mention Rich Moon quite a bit. He's the right character. He just sent me a message and said, 50 tons, I cheated.
Looks like he's got it in the side pocket. If he doesn't close this out, I will be very surprised.
If he doesn't close this out from here, George, I'm getting a plane home tonight. I've had enough.
Well, you know, we have had crazier things happen. We saw some of this.
I don't really want to go home. Please don't miss.
Well, you're living here now.
No.
I thought you were living for a while. You've been here about a month and a half or something like that. And you said you're heading to Thailand, but not for a couple weeks. Right?
Oh, I leave on the 7th of April.
Oh, okay.
I have to. My visa ends on the 9th. I don't want to do a Dennis.
Well, I think we are going to be going on to Albin Ocean versus Lee Van Corteza at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Ruiz with his 10 ball. We'll be back very soon, guys. Thanks for watching.
Crypto world is about to change, introducing Alpha Coin, the official cryptocurrency of billiards worldwide. It's the perfect solution for poor players and citizens to transact, store assets, invest and gain in multiple ways. Alpha is also the currency of alphabets.com, the official billiards gaming site. Don't miss out. Invest, trade and win. Go to alphacoin.io to set up your wallet and get in on the action. With more than 300 million players worldwide, don't be controlled, be free, be an alpha.
Some of the greatest athletes in the world only have to run 9 feet of cloth. Where your craft meets ours. Cyberts. Break away.